Hello, everyone. This is your host, Debra Poneman, and I'd like to welcome you to our call with today's guest, Raquel Spencer. Raquel is an internationally acclaimed multidimensional energy and cellular light specialist, an author, a facilitator, and an intuitive. Raquel has been described as a multidimensional computer, an energetic electrician, and a master healer of cellular light. Working within the quantum fields and pure potential of light and sound, she specializes in activating the dormant mind-body light pathways and multidimensional cellular codes of light that assist with remembering the true self. Simply stated, Raquel's work prepares the physical and energetic bodies for the upcoming shift by utilizing her ancient skills from lifetimes as a Hathor, a Tibetan Monk, an Atlantean Healer, as well as knowledge from the original Etheric Crystal Skulls and many other cosmic universal expressions. A graduate of California State University, Sacramento, with a BS in business, Raquel worked for Fortune 100 companies for more than 20 years. Her life shifted profoundly after an unexplained 5-week coma during which she underwent a soul braid, integrating multiple aspects of her divine essence and a rewiring of her physical and energetic systems. The coma marked the beginning of her own personal awakening and preparation to fulfill her ancient agreement to help prepare humanity for the shift in consciousness. And today you're going to discover how to be aligned to your highest potential every day, why this time in cosmic history is so important, why everyone on this call is a master of light, and you're also going to experience a life energy transmission to help you upshift your system. Wow and wow. Raquel, thank you for joining us, and welcome to the call.
Oh, thank you so much, and thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here today.
Well, we are all glad that you are here, too. And it sounds like you have had quite the interesting life and transformation. And can you tell us a little bit about your journey and this coma and just all the major turning points in your life? We want to hear.
Absolutely. Well, my journey really began many years ago. The coma actually happened back in 1985. And so it's been a very long journey to get me to this point. It's all been perfect and it's all been divinely timed, but it did begin way back in 1985, and I did go into a completely unexplained medical coma. There was no accident, there was no illness. There was nothing that should have brought that on, but I did go into the coma for 5 weeks, and when I came out, everything seemed different, yet everything was the same. It was interesting. I could do everything. I went back to work, I went back to school and got my degree. I functioned in the world, but none of it made sense. None of it made sense anymore. I didn't understand humanity. I didn't understand why people were the way they were. And so it was a very interesting beginning to the journey. And it wasn't until 1991, during what was termed way back then, and if you're old enough and have been on the journey long enough, you might recognize this. Back in January of 1991, there was an event referred to as the 11/11 Stargate opening. And that really began my journey. At that point in time, I went into full-blown multidimensional sight and had my very first experience of downloading the information from one of the original Etheric Crystal Skulls. And so from 1991 on, I walked both worlds. I was working in corporate America. I was working for Intel of all places. And I would be, 9 to 5 3D worlds in the corporate America and having these amazing otherworldly multidimensional experiences, which back then This is before really World Wide Web came online. This was before the information was really that accessible. And so I was going through these experiences with very little reference point and really having to integrate everything without a mentor or without a real teacher around. And so for the next several years, I continued to walk in both worlds, where you were full on in 3D, living life, doing what we all do every day, the laundry, the grocery shopping, normal life, and yet flipping in and out of multidimensional sights and multidimensional experiences, and really beginning to understand that there's so much more going on than what met the eye. And so that was really the start of my awakening. And for years, I went through different experiences. I would get intuitions to go to different places on the planet, and I would go there and get what I refer to, and this has become a very common term, which is fabulous, but I would go and get a download, a download of information. And, 20 years ago, nobody knew what a download was. We weren't computer savvy yet. Home computers weren't there yet. And so didn't have the languaging, but now we do. And people can really begin to understand what a download is. We get that, what software is as far as putting it into a metaphysical expression and experience in a way to articulate the types of things that are happening. And so 20 years of experiences like that, going through walking both worlds, getting called to different locations under guise. I always thought I was going on vacation. And I would go to different places and receive downloads of information because I ended up in sacred sites, not knowing that they were sacred sites when I was going there. So the information has come in over a time, almost a time-released pattern for many, many years. And then it was several years ago when I got the full-on directive, do your work, they're ready. The world is ready for what you have to bring through. It's time to step in. And so that's how I began doing this work full-time in service to humanity and helping people wake up and remember who they are.
Wow. I have to tell you, Raquel, when you said that you were, you would just be out shopping and then you would flip into some multidimensional experience. I almost started laughing because I had this vision of you walking through the Walmart and flipping into a multidimensional experience.
You have no idea how many times I've done that. I mean, that's the truth of it, because, I would be in normal experiences, yet I was becoming incredibly aware of the things happening. And when I see multidimensionally, me personally, the way that I experience it, I see grids, I see patterns, I see color and energy waveforms, I see symbology and sacred geometries. And so it wasn't as if I ever saw, and I very rarely have, to tell you the truth, I don't see in a lot of human format or a lot of angelic type of look or that kind of thing. That is not the frequency in which I tap into. I see the mathematical wave frequencies of light. And I didn't have any reference point of that when it started to begin to happen. And, as many experience, sometimes when you first start to wake up, you're like, oh my gosh, am I crazy? What's going on here? How come I'm noticing this? How come I can experience this? This feels different. This is a different level. I don't know what's going on here. And a lot of people, in the beginning stages and even later on, we go through this process of self-doubt. We go through this process of doubting what we're seeing and what we're experiencing, yet in our heart of hearts, we know it's real. And so when we step into this level of awareness and we start to wake up and start to remember and start to see and experience on those levels, it is a matter of really always 100% of the time living from the heart, because your heart will never lie. Your heart is your absolute GPS. It is your guidance system. And it will always tell you the truth. If you stay out of your head And don't try to analyze it too much. I'm analytic. I really am. I'm very, very detail-oriented, and I come from, a family of scientists. And so I was very analytic. And to be able to really get out of my head and get into my heart and trust my knowing, that's really the beginning of the journey for most, is really trusting self. And so my work is all about getting you in touch with you, your higher essence, your higher self, your omnipresence, really tapping into you and your wisdom that you hold in the higher realms that is so desperately trying to connect and communicate with you on a daily basis.
Well, so the first thing that we can do is just consciously let our energy or our life flow from our heart and not analyze so much. That's the first step that we can take.
It is, because I always talk about dropping your consciousness down into your heart. That's one of the first things I do in almost all of my work, is get people to really, where are you thinking? What part of your body are you thinking about the words I'm saying right now? It's usually around the head region. 95% of the time, people are listening and analyzing from the head region. And so I always talk about find where you're analyzing all these words right now that I'm speaking to you, that I'm talking about. Find that in your physicality, and then put it in an elevator, because normally it's in the head, and write it down into the heart until you start to hear my words, hear what I'm saying from the physical space of the heart, the center of the chest, because the heart has always been and always will be the portal, the access point to your higher self and source energy. And so the heart, if you really get into it, will never lead you astray, because you always know. You might go against it, but you always know.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. It's beautiful, beautiful. I love the elevator. I just felt it, and that's a beautiful practice that we can all do. And when you were talking about like that, you see the grids and you see things more in a mathematical way. It's not like you see angels or, our guides
ascended
or whatever
masters,
down. The ascended masters, ancestors, manifesting on some level. But what is actually multi-dimensional energy? For those of us who just experience in the third dimensional reality, what is multidimensional energy?
What it means, and how I articulate it, is the ability to see beyond the third dimension, starting to see. And for a lot of people, that first inclination and that first multidimensional experience usually is a guide, usually is in a human-type format of an angel or an ascended master or a spirit guide that comes in a format in which your consciousness can connect with, because it needs to be somewhat familiar. You need to be able to wrap your mind around it. And so that's the first level of multidimensional. But as you begin to really open up, and the pathways of light and the way in which the neural pathways, the neurotransmitters, the synapses in the brain, and the light pathways in the body, when they begin to upshift, and let me state this very clearly. When I talk about upshifting, I'm talking about bringing the divine vehicle, the body, this wonderful, amazing, multi-dimensional computer, bioelectrical, biochemical computer that we exist within in this reality called our body. I call it the divine vehicle. As that begins to upshift, what it's really doing is coming back into its original design and functionality. Because originally the body was designed to be able to communicate fully with your multidimensional self. Those parts of you that exist within higher oscillations of light frequency. Just like we have, certain spectrums of light that we can see in this reality, but we know there's so much more light that our eyes in this reality can't see right now. But, you talk about gamma rays and all these levels of light that we can't perceive with the physiology that we're in right now. And so my work is all about bringing your body back into a state that it was originally designed to be in. We've just gone into atrophy. The body's gone into atrophy to be able to really integrate and interpret the light, information, and frequency that is emanating from our higher self and source energy and many other energies, and be able to consciously integrate it and understand it. So what I do is really jumpstart your body to come back into an original state that it was originally designed to be in, the natural blueprint. Does that happen overnight? Well, no. We've been going through atrophy the wrong way for a long time. And the body, we are in a physical reality. And so there are opportunities when the body can shift instantaneously. But as a general rule, the cells, the physical cells of the body, they take a while to regenerate. It takes time in this reality to really shift. But as your body, as your natural systems, both in the physical and the energetic, come back online, come back into a state that they were originally designed to be, the natural process and the natural result of that is your ability to connect in, communicate, integrate, and bring into your consciousness that information and wisdom that's already there. The body is like the hardware. The light, your wisdom, that knowledge, is like the software. But your body is like a computer from 1973, okay? And the software is 4G. I use the analogy a lot, and I love this because people get it. It's like trying to tap into the 4G network to call your friends from an old dial-up rotary phone. The two can't communicate. It's a phone. It just can't communicate with that level of information network highway. And so we have to get the body coming back into its natural state to be able to do what it was originally designed to do, and that is to be connected to that wisdom, that knowing, that multidimensional self.
And what I find so interesting, so what you do is you activate these light pathways that have been dormant in these cellular codes of light, and then when you activate them in an individual's physiology, that's the gift that you've been given, then we remember the knowledge that's already there. We remember who we really are. We meet our true selves, which is the 4G network, which you can't do with the dial-up phone.
Right. And it is a process. I really wish that I had the gift to go, boom, and you're all fixed. I wish that was the reality of it. It is a process because in this moment in time, many, many, many people are holding energy frequencies that need to be released from the cellular structure to allow the light to move through effectively. And so it's like we can go in and we can activate energy, and then you have to clear the body. This is the fun part. You have to clear the actual body itself so that more light can come in, so new pathways can come in. It is a process. Unfortunately, we can't do it overnight because the body and the consciousness wouldn't be able to do it. We have to do kind of your body and your higher self. Once you start doing this work, really your higher self fully orchestrates it in connection with the work that I've brought through me being the facilitator, and your higher self working to really articulate what your body can actually hold, what it can handle. And it's all about raising the light quotient that you're holding in the physical field, and it brings it so that more and more and more and more light is able to come into the body. But to be able to hold the light, you have to release the lower frequencies. And that is a process that can be interesting at times for people because there's so much stored in the DNA. We know that cells hold memory. Well, guess what? They hold all the memory. And a lot of times people have done so many years of work. I hear this from my clients all the time. Oh, but I've been working on this forever. Aren't I done with this yet? Oh my gosh, do I have to revisit this issue again? And I make the analogy once again. It's just like you're in your email and you delete the email. It goes into the trash. You're not seeing it anymore. You're not focusing it. You put it in the trash. But guess what? The trash never got emptied. It's still on the hard drive. And so you go through a process of really releasing very, very deeply. But the beauty of that is when you get it off the hard drive, it's really gone. And then the body starts to really hold light at a much more purified level, meaning it's not diluted. It's not got all of the junk in it. It's not got all the static. You're able to get clearer connection. And it's like a wiring system. I do a lot with rewiring the body. I use the analogy just like wiring your house. You got old wiring, guess what? You get static. It doesn't come through very well. It burns out. So, make sure the wiring is upgraded as well. So there's so many components. I mean, think about the body. Oh, my good golly. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing vehicle that really even our doctors and scientists still only really understand a glimpse of. That it is a vehicle that was originally designed to have you connected with source energy and connected with the omnipresence of your essence and your wisdom. And that's what I'm here to help people reconnect to.
And why is it that you came at this time? Why is it that this time in people like you are appearing on Earth, I mean, in cosmic history, why is this so important?
Well, it really is about the physical time. We have for years now been talking about the shift in the ages, the end of the Mayan cycle, moving into the new cycle, the December 21, 2012. There's not a person on the planet, unless you weren't born, that hadn't heard about that date. Well, in all reality, it was absolutely a focal point. It's absolutely a alignment in the cosmos. The placement in which we are within the cosmos at this time is allowing for a window of opportunity. And it really is alignment, okay, where we are within the systems as a planet. And what frequencies we now have access to because of the particular alignment. And it is an opportunity in this time frame. And I'm talking, 100 years. I'm talking a window of time. When we talk about 26,000-year cycles, 100 years is nothing. It's a window, okay? Mm-hmm. But at this particular time, there is an opportunity because of the placement and the light frequencies actually emanating from the core of the galaxy, the core of the universe, okay, that is helping propel the actual reactivation of the body's systems to give us an opportunity to really make a quantum leap in consciousness at this time in history. And so many of us have come in. Matter of fact, an entire soul group of us are here. And I can guarantee you're one of them. And every single person listening to this call, you are part of this soul group that came in at this time to work together and you're a specialist at remembering how to activate the body. You know how to do this. This is one of your specialties, okay? My facilitation enables you to do what you really are good at doing anyways. You just forgot. I'm here to help you remember. You came in right now because you have the skill set to help upshift the body template for yourself and future generations to make a quantum shift in their awareness of who they are, how we play in a humanitarian level, that we're all connected, and how we exist within much more than what this reality and what this 3D is currently showing most of humanity. And so we're a full-on soul group of light beings that have come in, and each has other specialties as well. I mean, all of us here, whether it's just purely to hold the light, whether it's other things and other, dare I say, the word missions. I mean, that's kind of a word that a lot of people use, but a real specialty or purpose or real focus that you have a skill set of. I'm here to help you remember to get your system up to date so you can tap in and remember what your skills are, to get yourself going and do what you came in to do, beyond the personal experience. Because the personal experience is really important, and that's the first step, because you have to remember who you are and what you're capable of and the gifts that come in. But we really are here on a humanitarian mission to really help our fellow brothers and sisters remember who they are.
And that's why you say that everybody listening to the call is a master of light.
You are. I can guarantee you. And we all came in together. Let's go in and get it done. We know what we're doing. And now it's just a matter of getting everybody to remember. So you can run your own software and do what you came in to do. I'm just trying to get the hardware so it can read the software.
Well, I'm fascinated. So we're all there. We get it. And it's very, very exciting that there is a technology that exists to get us back to that place where the light is recognizably flowing through those neural pathways and allowing us to be who we came here to be. And yet you had this recognition of your lifetimes of experiences, a Tibetan monk, an Atlantean healer. You have knowledge from the original Etheric Crystal Skulls, and that I just find so absolutely fascinating. That's just part of what you recognize when you had, after your coma and you had your awakening, you also saw all of these lifetimes where you served humanity in a similar way?
In a similar way, not always in this particular way, but always as a healer, always as a wisdom keeper. You know, in the ones that I'm tapping into, because those are the ones that are relevant for my work at the moment. I've been here in mundane lifetimes, just like everyone else as well, to learn and explore. But the ones that I'm remembering are the ones in which I'm gathering the skill sets from and the memory from. So that's why those are the ones that have been more highlighted in my memory banks, because I'm pulling on skills from when I was the master healer in the Temple of One in Atlantis, and what that looks like working with the crystal energies, and what that looks like working with the etheric skull energies, and the Tibetan information that has come in, and being able to do the sound tones that many have recognized when they listen to me, when I can do the sound tones that the lamas do, because I have that frequency flowing through me. These are the ones that have been relevant to my work at this point in time.
Wow. Well, you know what we would love to do now is have a taste of that work. Is this a good time to have our energy transmission?
It's always a good time.
Well, then let's go for it.
Okay, so a couple of things that I always like to preface the work with. Okay, you've heard me talk about the body. My work is incredibly physical. Let me repeat that. my work is incredibly physical. That surprises a lot of people. When you begin to do this work, you're normally, most people, not all, but most people will go through a detoxification of the physical body. Sometimes it results in, man, I really need to sleep a lot more. I've had, different kinds of things that you associate with a detoxification, because I work at a cellular level, a physical cellular level. And when I go in and I infuse you with a new level of light, that frequency, which is no longer in resonance, needs to release, and it flushes through the blood system. Okay? So don't be surprised. As a matter of fact, celebrate it, because it's kind of proof in the pudding that something's really happening. Okay? You need to take very good care of your body for the next 48 hours to 72 hours. You need lots of water, not overdoing it, but good water to flush your system. You need to make sure you're taking good nutrients into your body. You need to make sure that you're getting rest, because the cells are going to start rejuvenating. We know when we heal, we need time to rest. Same idea, okay? But I need you to be aware of that. Second, I work in conjunction with your higher self. You always are in control, okay? If this energy becomes too intense for you, if you feel uncomfortable, if it's too forceful, which sometimes it really can be, you absolutely say to your higher self, slow it down, ease and grace, calm it down. I can't take that much. Because quite frankly, your higher self is going to take every opportunity to wake you up as big and as fast and as furious as it can. And a lot of times, not a lot of regard for us in physical form going through it. Okay? So the opportunity is there. They're going to kind of push you. Your higher self is going to push you to get as much as you can through this transmission. But always know you have, just say with ease and grace, slow it down. It's too much. A little easier, please. Okay? What else? Those are the two things I really like to kind of give people a heads up about. And always come in with an open heart and know that this will be based upon exactly what is appropriate for you in the now moment. And that's another thing that's really beautiful about my work. The next time you listen to the same transmission, it meets you where you are. So today you're at one level, you listen to this transmission or another transmission of mine, it's going to meet you energetically where you are in that moment and upshift you as well. It's really cool. So with all of that, let's begin. So first of all, I would like everyone to take a nice deep breath. And as I was mentioning earlier, I want you to take part of your mind, your conscious mind that's been analyzing what I've been saying, find it in your body, usually in your head region. And I want you to put that consciousness in an elevator at the 10th floor. And I want you to push the button to the first floor. And I want you to physically ride your conscious mind down into the heart. And as the elevator opens up at the first floor, bring your consciousness into your heart space. Take another nice deep breath and do it again. And take another nice deep breath. Easy, rhythmic, nothing too deep, just a nice full belly down into the diaphragm breath. And I'd also like you to please open up your central column. This is the tube of light that runs from your crown chakra all the way through your body down through your base chakra. Kind of looks like a fluorescent light bulb. And I want you to extend that down into the crystalline core of Gaia, connecting in with her heart energy. And I want you to breathe that frequency up whatever color, frequency, imagination, if you can feel it or see it, however you perceive it. And even if all you're doing is intending, breathe it up and move that energy, her energy, in, through, and around your field, allowing her to nurture, support, sustain, and ground you into this reality. And in the name of divine source and the light that I am, I ask that I be a clear, pure, and divine instrument in service to your higher self. At this time, calling forth the highest levels of light, wisdom, information, knowledge, and direct connection with original source energy to bring about the highest potential outcome of this work together with ease and grace. I do use sound, tones, and very loud, sharp, quick tones, so please do not let that surprise you. I also may bring through light language or ancient language, depending upon what's appropriate in the now moment. Really loud, sharp, quick tones. Allow your heart to open up and expand, knowing that you are receiving what is appropriate for you in this now moment. You may begin to feel quite a bit of pressure or tingling at the crown and the back of the head. At the soft spot in the back of the head, very top back portion of the head where the soft spot was when you were a baby, is what is referred to as the fourth eye. This is a pathway of light that goes at about a 40 to 45 degree angle directly down into the pineal. This is a pathway of light that allows the light codes to come in and go directly into the RNA DNA master cell within the pineal to be able to then communicate to the cells, trillions and trillions and trillions of cells in your body. I'm going to open up this pathway of light. Many have not been focused on it. Many did not even know it existed. It is a vital pathway of light that allows the codes that are appropriate coming in from source energy at this time to help your body upshift naturally with ease and grace. You may feel quite a bit of tingling in that region, almost like Alka-Seltzer bubbles or a little bit of heat. Do not be concerned at all. This is an appropriate physical experience for the opening of that. Take a nice deep breath. You may begin to feel quite a bit going on in the heart region as we open up your heart to be able to hold an influx of light. You may be feeling quite a bit going on in the base as well, the base chakra, as we're beginning to open up and clear the base chakra as well. Take a nice deep breath. Allow your awareness to stay fully in your heart, if at all possible. We're going to begin to do a clearing of the lower three chakras. The lower three chakras are what allow you to anchor the higher light into the physical reality. Many need to clear much out of these chakra regions and lower parts of the body. If you begin to feel energy moving, if you begin to feel heat in those regions, that's fine. You may begin to feel quite a bit tingling going down the back of the spine as well. I'm going in and beginning to open up the ascension chakra. Many have not been paying attention to the ascension chakra. That is at the back of the head where the neck and the head meet. This is also referred to by many as the mouth of God. This is also an ascension chakra area which brings in quite a bit of light codes as well to help integrate the interdimensional communication centers that are naturally in that region of your body. Take a nice deep breath. Krinkosk. You may be feeling quite a bit of pressure on the chest, in the heart region. Again, I want you to bring your focus there. I want you to breathe in as much pure, harmonic, full spectrum light as you can. Imagine it, intend it, see it if you can, feel it if you can, intuitive, whatever your natural state of knowing is. Allow the light to flow into the heart region and expand it out. You may almost feel like a slow motion spin around your body in your fields. It's not going fast at all. It's moving in incredible slow motion. And the fields, your levels of your fields, the templates of light, thousands and thousands and thousands of templates of light that make up your matrix are beginning to move. Each one of them at a different frequency spin as things are being loosened out of your grid structures, loosened out of your matrix to be able to be released. It may feel a little weird. It's okay. Ground into your heart, into your base chakra. Bring your awareness in the heart. If you start to spin or feel a little lightheaded at all, ground in and ask for it to be brought to an appropriate level for you in your physical awareness. Take another breath. Heading. Each time I do one of those loud bops, what it is working within the quantum fields. I can shift your fields very quickly on multiple levels simultaneously. You may begin to feel quite a bit going on in the frontal lobe of the head as well. Going to begin to start opening up and firing some of the synapses between the right and left brain hemispheres to start to bring that into a more balanced state. You may still be feeling the tingling. It feels like Alka-Seltzer bubbles, tiny bubbles sometimes at the top of the head or right where the soft spot was at the fourth eye. Take another nice deep breath. Set the intention to release all that you are capable of in this now moment with absolute ease and grace, clearing your physical and your cellular, your energetic, your matrix, as many levels deep as possible. Take another nice deep breath. And at this moment in time, Spirit is asking that I infuse the frequency of joy and the frequency. It's not quite peace. I'm not quite sure what the word is. It's an oscillation frequency of light that is similar to the expression energetically of peace. I'm going to begin to start weaving this now through your body and through your energetic fields. Again, still pushing out those frequencies of light that are ready to release for you and allowing the energy of joy, and I'll call it peace. It's not quite that frequency. I can't pull the name at the moment. Then begin to weave these through your matrix system, weaving in the frequency oscillation that we recognize as the emotion of joy. Just allow that frequency. You can tap into it at all. I want you to focus on that. If not, just stay in your heart and allow this infusion of that frequency to weave through your matrix. It is almost, well, it is exactly like a symphony, a harmonic structure. Your templates of light in your matrix are made up of a full symphony of light frequency codes. We in this reality put names to them associated with emotion and all other types of things. The two that are being streamed in most profoundly at this moment are weaving into your fields to help hold a different vibration and an experience for you throughout this process, and hopefully if you can hold the frequency more effectively moving forward. It's all a matter of what you're able to stay in harmonic resonance with, what your body can hold, and what you can sustain. That's part of the process of upshifting and raising your light quotient, so that the ability to hold the higher and more clear, purified oscillations of light with more ease and grace in this reality throughout your waking experience and sleeping experience for that as well. Take one more deep breath. Beautiful. Take one more nice deep breath and bring your awareness fully into your heart once again. And at this time, please consciously send a wave of gratitude from your heart to the trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of conscious cells that are working together to provide the divine vehicle in which your soul is housed in this reality. Your conscious gratitude to the cells is very important and will allow this process as a co-creation, working in harmony together. Take another nice deep breath. And once again, set the intention that the release will be with ease and grace. One more nice deep breath. And if you haven't done so already, please open your eyes and be fully aware of your surroundings. Beautiful, 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 beautiful.
Wow. Sorry. I have to say that was beyond beautiful.
Thank you. Glad to be of service. What I'm here for.
Wow.
So many of you will experience a detox from this. Please, once again, acknowledge what's going on. Be grateful for it through the process. You may have intestinal clearing going on. You may have the need to sleep. Please take care of your body. Your body is what allows this experience. Take good care of it. Honor it. And realize that this work will be a detoxification. And as you come out the other side, again, you'll be clearer. You'll be able to hold more light. And the process will continue as we upshift as you go through. And if you choose to do and participate in my work, these activations will continuously work to upshift your vehicle so that you can get clear communication from source energy and from your higher self. But remember, it is a process, and honor it.
So what I would like to ask you to do while we take our time slowly coming out of that experience, that was so powerful. I can't remember the last time I experienced anything that powerful, maybe when I was in Atlantis. And it was really extraordinary. And can you share with us maybe one or two or three experiences that other people have had that have taken advantage of your work, maybe some turnarounds that they've seen in their life by applying what you teach?
Well, there's a lot of different experiences I could tap into. Probably the very first thing that people really begin to experience is a clarity. Each of us we have innate gifts. Intuition is natural, okay? But most of us have forgotten. So one of the things is when you start clearing the vehicle, your natural intuition starts to come online when they do the daily infusions of light. And this is a 4-minute, 5-minute, depending upon how quickly you do it, process. It's an energetic co-creation that I encourage people to do on a daily basis. This is something I do in the shower every day. I'm a multitasker. I'm going a mile a minute all the time. I'm very practical. And so this is a 4-minute process of consciously co-creating with your body, asking that your chakras be fully balanced and harmonized and spinning at the perfect frequency, co-creating, and it's a command. It's a co-creation with the body. It's a morning manager's meeting with all of your cells. Give them the instruction of what they need to do. And so you go in and, you ask the right and left brain hemispheres be fully balanced and harmonized. You ask that your organs and glands be upgraded to the highest potential back into their multidimensional. And I have this written down. So when people start doing this work, they begin to have more clarity in their own knowing, their own intuition, whether that comes in. My number one way of getting information is I know what I know and I know. I know it. I know what I know. Okay. My second is seeing. My third is hearing. Okay. So your natural gifts come online much stronger. And so you begin to follow your intuition. You begin to get the intuitions from your higher self at a much more efficient rate. You start having to go into meditation, which I highly recommend, but you don't have to go into meditation to get the intuition, because the clarity of what starts to stream through begins to become much more profound. And so people will say after starting to work with me, and again, it's not an instantaneous process. Boy, do I wish it was. But they begin to do my work, and what they start to notice is their intuition becomes much stronger. Their ability to follow guidance, that inner voice that, oh man, I think I better do this first today and that second, or I better call this person, or I need to, the intuitions that allow your life to become synchronistic, that allows your life to become what I refer to as living in divine flow. Meaning you listen, you hear the guidance, and you start moving through the synchronicities, because every day you're asking to be 100% aligned with your highest potential. You're asking that your body be upshifted to hear the information, in essence, is what you're doing. And when you do that, and you do it on a daily basis, the body responds, the systems start to open up, and the connections come in, and your life starts to shift. I've had people, everyone is different. Everyone is different. And so your state of awakening and the level in which you awaken at is based upon you individually. But I've had people that have started to do my work, and, all of a sudden, boom, their multidimensional sight comes in. Or, wow, they realize that their intuition is starting to get really spot on, and they're hearing it. Maybe they're not hearing it like they thought they were supposed to hear it, but it's there. The knowing's there. And so your life becomes an orchestra of living in divine flow, as long as your ego gets out of the way, and as long as you listen. And again, getting out of your head and into your heart. And so people start to have one of the other things that it's a very interesting side effect. Your health will start to improve. You'll go through detoxes probably for a while, but then your health really starts to improve because you're flowing light through your body at a completely different level. So that's one of the other benefits. Living and feeling more connected and just being in a state of, like we brought in today, a state of joy, a state of centeredness. You're able to walk through this reality, even in the chaos that's going on. Your fields are more stable. You're not affected by other people's energies or the mass consciousness energies as much. And so you begin to really have a much more stabilized experience, which is something we're all looking for in this chaotic day and age.
And because it is exactly what we want in this chaotic day and age, can you please tell us about the package that you put together? I know that you put together a very, very powerful special offer for everyone who's listening to this call. And by the way, I highly encourage everyone to go to Raquel's special offer right now. Experience it for yourself. Simply click on the special offer button that's on this page. So Raquel, can you let everyone know what they'll find there?
Absolutely. So the package that I have is 13 hours worth of multidimensional and cellular light activation. So take the 10 or 15 minutes we just did and times that by 13 hours. Okay? So there are 13 different 1-hour transmissions in an MP3 format that go in and work on your systems. Let me give you I'll give you the titles that I named them to give you an idea of what they're going to work on. For example, I have the Heart and Body Collection. This is the first one. And the titles of the energy transmissions are Deep Purification of Base Energy, Pineal Activation, the next level of functionality, Adrenal System Body Support, because our adrenals are so taxed at this point in time. The adrenals really need focus, and I encourage you, always based upon your own intuition, and follow any medical advice. I am not a medical intuitive at all, but I can almost guarantee if you're on the planet right now, your adrenal systems are taxed. So check and see, do muscle testing on your body, do whatever. Find a way to support that through herbals or other remedies. Okay, your adrenals need help. This activation goes in and upshifts the adrenals. It actually works on the physical eyes, it works on the physical body, as all my work does. The next one is the authenticity codes. These are codes of light, multidimensional codes of light being brought into the systems to help activate your ability to stay authentic and true to yourself, to walk your truth, to be who you really are with authenticity in this reality. And it makes it so that it's much more easily obtainable to stay in that frequency. The next one, infusion of compassion. This is an amazing, amazing energetic infusion of light, holding the upshifted frequencies of compassion, repatterning out of fear consciousness. I wish I could have everybody on the planet do that one. It is very powerful to help shift out the patterns held within the DNA ancestral lines and your blood of the patterns of fear that have been ongoing for a very long time. So that's the first set. Take a breath. It's a really powerful, very, very powerful series. The second one is my Heart and Body Collection, group number 2. And this one, again, has 6 different hour-long transmissions. The titles of these: Balance and Harmony, Merging Your Divine Feminine Aspects. There are absolutely new frequency oscillations of light that are available to humanity at this time of the more purified, rarefied frequencies of the aspects of the feminine, compassion, the frequencies of compassion, and really cooperation, things that are part of bringing the balance back for humanity. This next one, massively powerful, Fountain of Youth, going in to help bring the cellular structures of light up into a more unified and more purified way to help with actually keeping you young and healthy. This one was fascinating and so powerful. Fortification for the heart. This is to be able to help you handle the stress and the chaos on the planet with all of the massive amounts of energy that are human-made. That really helps with that, among other things. Embodying the codes of resilience, emerging your next expression of your true self. That one brings in and helps you integrate a whole nother level of your unique divine frequency into this reality. The key is to be able to hold it. So that is the basic package, those 12 one-hour MP3s. And then I have some bonus materials that I think are absolutely priceless. I have my daily infusions of light. This was the 4-minute process, energy co-creation that I was talking about that I do in the shower every day. And I have this in both written and MP3 format for you. I also have part of the bonus package, a vow break. Now, this vow break is incredibly powerful, and it is one that I was actually given. Spirit brought it through many, many, many years ago. And as I was still working in corporate and walking between the worlds, I forgot it. And I tried many, many other vow breaks. There's lots of vow breaks out there, and they just weren't working. And so I finally sat down one day and I begged Spirit, please bring it through verbatim for me again, because I need help. And so it is a vow break that works through all dimensions, all parallel realities, parallel universes, alternate realities, alternate universes, planetary systems, source systems. It's a very all-encompassing vow break. And so I have that as well with instruction on how to use that. I do have one more bonus transmission, so this brings it up to 13 hours worth of transmissions. And this one is the multidimensional upshift of your organs and glands. And again, this one comes in, every time you listen to it, it upshifts you to the next level. So that is the package that we're offering. Again, 13 hours of activations to help clear and upshift your divine vehicle, help you hold and infuse more light, help your light quotient, and help you to integrate your divine essence into this physical reality.
Well, all I can say is you had me with the 4 minutes in the shower. Seriously, this is really, really unbelievable. And as you were talking about it, I just have to share that each thing that you talked about, I felt it in my physiology. I actually, as you were saying the words, I felt the light enlivening my physiology from that piece that you were talking about. I don't know if that's unusual, but I was having quite the experience just while you were explaining all of the different components of this package, and it's really so very generous how much you're giving us for our own transformation. So I personally have to say thank you, and I want to say to everyone, please,
if you haven't done it yet, just click on the special offer button on this page to see for yourself what an amazing package this is. You will be so glad you did.
Well, what can I say? This has been such an amazing experience. I got to go drink some water because my physiology is just buzzing.
Yeah. Everybody remember to drink water, take care of your body, get good nutrients, make sure you get some extra rest. It is, like I said, it's very powerful in the physical reality. But honor it, bless it, and recognize what's happening, because it really is shifting out the lower frequencies so you can hold more light and step into the truth of who you are. And I'm honored to be able to assist you with this, because I can guarantee you are magnificent. I just want to help you remember how much you really are a master of light.
And with that, I'll once again say thank you so much.
My pleasure.
And thank you to everyone for spending this time with me and with the absolutely divine Raquel Spencer. And I look forward to when we're all going to be together again. This is Debra Poneman. Have a wonderful rest of your day.